All right. First and foremost, we found a way, and the perseverance and the ability to finish a football game is so hard in college football. And I tell you guys week in and week out, it doesn't matter what it looks like at the end as long as you come away with a W. And just so pleased with our guys, their belief, the ability to finish, sticking together on the sideline, the ups and downs of a football game, and just found a way. Was it pretty? No, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I told you guys I'll take as many ugly wins as they'll let me have and our program have. The guys continue to push in the right direction. Obviously, a ton to clean up. The questions will be, hey, what happened in the second half? We didn't execute like we needed to, and there's a variety of different reasons that it didn't go our way like we needed to. But when it's all said and done and the clock strikes 0, the Memphis Tigers had a win. And I will hang our hat on guys being resilient and finding a way. It's the word we used all offseason, is find a way to finish, and they did. So many wonderful individual performances. You win as a team, and excited and appreciate our fans that showed up. There's a sea of blue in the stands there in this great state of Texas. Credit to University of North Texas. They got a phenomenal program. Coach Morris is going to continue to do a great job there. But we got out here with a win, and we'll take it.
Ryan, Skates had that early drop, the touchdown, and then for him to end the game the way he did. What does that say just about the mental that he had to be?
Yeah, well, when you're dealing with 18 to 24-year-old men, people in general, right, and the ebbs and flows of a football game, it's very easy to ride the emotional wave. And I talk to them all the time, right? You can't let your emotions play with you. And so our guys it's about being steadfast and just understanding that, man, okay, that was the drop, clear touchdown, right drop. And then Jim saying, okay, Coach, I got it. I'll get us back. I'll be clear in my focus. I'll find a way. And credit to these guys. Credit to every single one of those guys in the locker room. And we talk about it all the time, is it's going to take all 60 minutes. In this game, it truly did, and having elite focus. And the ups and downs in the game, I don't think it's laps and focuses, laps of execution. We can call it whatever we need to. But for Joe Skates to go out there and have that game-winning catch where he went up there after a drop touchdown pass, he'll be the first to tell you it's just the belief that we all have in him and his mindset and approach to being able to handle things when they're not always going our right way.
And you've continued to talk about Seth's mentality in a pressure moment like that. What did you see out of him before he even stepped on the field?
If you look to our sideline and we just took a still shot picture or a video of our guys, you would have no idea that we were going out there for a quote-unquote 2-minute drive, 43 seconds left. Needed 6 points, needed a touchdown to win the game. You would have no idea. He's so darn calm. And the great thing about that is I just told our guys, hey, guys, this was the same situation we practiced 2 Wednesdays ago. Now, 2 Wednesdays ago, I gave him 2 timeouts. So I think that's – I can't remember. It's all – like one of the players said, I think they just blanked out. But, it's the same stuff we practice on Wednesdays, 2-minute situations. We had a very similar one 2 weeks ago. And he was just so calm about it. And if you watch the entire sideline, the guy's like, okay, here we go. Let's go. And Seth continues to play at a very high level. I think without the drops, it's one of his better games he's ever played, from a completion-wise, from ball handling, even putting us in the correct situations to run the football, especially early on. Just continue to be pleased with his effort and his demeanor throughout the entire game.
When you just look at what happened in the second half, from the beginning until the last 40 seconds or whatever, what did change?
Yeah, credit to North Texas. Obviously, we struggled to get some stops. And, we were able to run the ball very effectively in the first half. And what happened was you come out and they start playing those safeties a little bit lower and lower. So they run a 3-3-5 defensive structure. Those safeties come playing a little bit lower and lower. And so in the first half, when those tackles and contact was occurring at 5 yards, if they make the tackle, maybe it's a 6-yard gain. Or if you make one miss, it's a touchdown. What was happening is they were making the contact at about 1 yard, 2 yards. They were coming down, playing the run, and making plays on us, and we weren't able to execute. And credit to them. And then that's what allowed us. Okay, hey, they're going to play those safeties. Well, let's take the shot, right? The touchdown drop to Joe, right? And then some of those other conversions, right? We didn't find a way. I think I'm not going to put it on any individuals, right? We had drops throughout that could have been critical. A 4th down drop, a 3rd down drop, and we had to punt. And we always got to be able, if we're going to run the ball for 8 inches, man, we've got to be able to get it, and that's on me. And we'll find ways to clean that stuff up. Credit to North Texas, but when it's all said and done, you found a way, and we've seen it. This is the same team that came back versus Tulane in a very similar situation. And we're going to see there's going to be another game just like that in college football today. But credit to them, and we've got to find ways that if we get that type of lead, how do we just squash it? And look, there was no, hey, we got this in the bag. There was none of that at halftime. I promise you. Our guys were 0-0 mindset. They know exactly what happened last week with North Texas. They know what's happened in our past. But we just got to take a deep breath and find ways to, okay, let's not allow the momentum to affect us and continue our focus.
You talked about it before, but just so you have the lead, you lose it, and then you still have a chance at the end to get the ball back. What are those conversations like after you've lost the lead, but you're saying, okay, we have 40 seconds left, we know what to do, like you said. What is that, those moments like on the sideline?
Yeah, they're stressful. No. Here's the deal, and you guys talk about Seth being calm. I don't think anybody sees full-blown panic from me, not throwing the hat. I think, I've got, 150 people looking at me on the sideline to, okay, what we got? Hey, we got this. Let's go. And I think just trying to be a calming and positive influence, just saying, okay, here's a situation, here's a thought process, talking about situational football. And I think that's so important, for us to be able to have those conversations we've had on a Wednesday and the belief that we can go out there and execute. And so, again, full credit to the players for going out there. And the assistant coaches do such a great job. I'm fortunate just to be around so many wonderful people, and we found a way. But the conversations we had today were the exact same we have on a typical Wednesday practice. That's why we have to continue to prepare and practice at a high level. So when it comes Saturday in a stressful situation to go find a way to win a football game, we're all like, okay, here we go.
I know you're probably not going to give too many specifics, but the decision for that play call that was on the touchdown, what went into that play call?
Well, credit to Coach Cramsey. He does a phenomenal job. We saw the way that the safeties were rotating. We saw what we could take advantage of. The offensive line protected. We had different concepts that we prepare all the time. And you try to study 2-minute situations. What kind of defense are they playing? You look at some of their games throughout the season. Obviously, a new staff. Their defense coordinator came from Iowa State, so we studied, okay, what do they do in 2-minute situations here? That's all prep, and we prepare for that throughout the week. And but we always have a menu of situational football. Okay, what is it? And, right, it's not always just calling fast plays. It's okay, where can we attack those things? So it was planned. We go through. Okay, here's our menu on our call sheet, and let's go out there and call. And credit to the guys for executing.
And then obviously you had to shuffle some guys on the offensive line. I mean, what did you think of the way that some of those individual guys responded, playing different positions?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Xavier Hill, got the start at left guard, and Terrence McClain getting the start at right tackle. Those guys did pretty darn well. I mean, anytime you can run the ball like we did, even though it wasn't as effective as we wanted, I thought they did a good job of protecting. Quite pleased with their effort, right? We even saw Mitchell Gildehouse go in on some, a name that probably many of our fans don't recognize, but he went out there and did a nice job. So I don't want to rotate a bunch of linemen, but pleased with those guys' effort, and I was proud of the offensive line today.
Blake's performance, and it feels like a long time ago, the first quarter, when he had those 2 reps, right? But the first half, when everything was going right, that seemed like that was kind of a spurge. Him to come back, obviously he didn't play that much, it was too late, but now another 100-yard game.
Yeah, could someone share statistics with me?
17 carries, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 catches, 100 yards.
So a 269-yard game.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is, pretty damn special. I don't care first half, second play, phenomenal job. I mean, what an effort by Blake Watson to be able to do that. I mean, that's he continues to do it at a high level. And guess what? You know what I was pleased with? Sutton Smith. I mean, you saw what he was able to do. And then Brandon Thomas. I mean, Blake Watson, phenomenal performance. What a great individual performance. Great job by the wide receivers blocking, tight ends, the quarterback putting us in the right situation, all together the O-line. And then you go out and watch what Sutton Smith's able to do at a high level. Man, it makes you feel like, okay, you got a chance. And, Sutton broke some runs, all that stuff. We got to find ways. We keep getting down to that darn 6-inch line. I don't know what it is. We've got to find a way to get in. And then Brandon Thomas, obviously, stepped up. But, there's things of improvement. But quite pleased with, obviously, Blake's effort.
The 4th down decision before the last drive, when they complete pass, just what were you thinking that kick? Should we go for? What was that decision?
Yeah, I mean, So I look at a time chart all the time, right? And okay, hey, if we punt, how much time's left? You know, where are we at with the situation? If we get the first down, do we turn into what we call, go down, first down, go down? You guys have heard it in NFL is no miles, all those things, situational football. At that point, you're also talking like you guys asked earlier in the week, the conversations with the defense coordinator, hey, I'm going to be more aggressive here to go for it. And, I thought it was a decent play call, and we just got to execute it. If it's a catch, maybe we're not all sitting here, maybe a few more years left on our lives, but we didn't execute it, and our defense, obviously they went down and drove, but we found a way at the end. That's all that matters.
How do you there's so much from this game, we're just talking about things after the first half, which is already remember. How do you take all that, compartmentalize it, and use it moving forward?
What I love, and I've been able to say this week after week, and it's fun. It's easy to point at in losses, right? All of the flaws. The flaws should always be pointed out. That's the easiest thing to do for everybody, and me as a head coach, you guys, in the media world, rightfully so. And wins, I believe as a head coach, it's even more accessible, even easier for me to point out the mistakes we made. And so I'm happy with the win. I will never never lose credit of how hard they are to win games in college football. Be 6-2, and just so proud of those guys, right? I'll never take away the importance of that. But what I'll be able to do now is I'll be able to go back and I'll say, guys, look here, this is not good enough. Look here, this is not good enough. This is not. And our guys in a win are so much more like, okay, what else? Tell me more. And that's what I love about this group is they're going to be so hungry to say, okay, give me more. I guarantee you on the plane ride home, right, there'll be guys come up, hey, Coach, what do you think? Or I can show them, I'll go nudge them, and they're just so hungry to continue to get better. And that's what's so much fun about this group. That's why I told you guys, all I can ever show you guys and the country gets to see is on Saturdays. But, man, this is a special group. Regardless, I don't know how many games we're going to win. All we care about is being 1-0 each week. And I've told you all along ago, is this when you say specials? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen week in and week out. But these guys they care so damn much. And this day and age, with the way the portal works, with the turnover, staff change, all those things, we got a group of guys that believe and that will fight for each other. And that's all I could ever ask for. And it's my job to get them improving week in and week out.
I know you don't look at past years, this year, but you've had players on this team who have been through these moments, blown leads and everything. Do you think that experience has kind of helped them be prepared for today?
I think so. It's not necessarily the preparation. We didn't need the blowout, the come from behind win from Houston as a reminder. But maybe it did make me a better coach. Maybe it made our players that are part of this roster a better understanding. And I think, and like I said, I think it is a more mature team and finding a way. And so hopefully we've all improved from previous seasons. Right? If I'm the same head coach I was last season, shame on me. If Seth Hennigan is the same quarterback, if all of us, right, are the same, then shame on us. So we've all grown in the right direction. And I think hopefully it's showing by the results, finding a way, right? Whether it's recovering onside versus Boise, right? The end of the Navy game, this game, and so on, right? I mean, there's games, there's 2 play calls versus Missouri I wish we had back, and maybe it's a different game. And so all those things, but I think you're seeing the growth of the team from past years, Frank, and I'm just pleased that they continue to understand, mature, and they're going to be hungry to continue to find out and go away to be 1-0 next week.